Hello everyone, I'm Peter Ripa. I'm the CEO of the PGA Tour's Farmers Insurance Open, and I want to thank San Diego State to Open for allowing us to host this event with you today. Obviously it's been an exciting time in our city, rallying around the fun and the success of the football team. So proud of Rocky Long's early start to the season and the Aztecs run as they get into the balance of the season. But 5-0, 19 in the country is fantastic. And for us on the PGA Tour, we just concluded our season, and one of those honors that we're able to announce today that's pretty exciting is for another Aztec who's been fantastic this past year, and that's PGA Tour Rookie of the Year. I have with us Xander Schauffele. Xander, in his rookie season on the PGA Tour, was able to win 2 times, including the Greenbrier Classic, as well as the Tour Championship. The Tour Championship is the top 30 players in the field from the FedEx Cup points. And as a rookie on the PGA Tour this year, Xander's the first one to win the Tour Championship in the PGA Tour's history. He finished 3rd on the FedEx Cup points for the year. Is obviously a San Diego native, went to Scripps Ranch High School and San Diego State alum, and it's just one of those honors. Back in 2016, had the opportunity to call Xander and offer him an unrestricted exemption to our tournament. So really didn't see back then that I'd be sitting here next to him as PGA Tour Rookie of the Year. So, you know, at this time I'd like Xander to just from the heart, just kind of share with us some of your thoughts and being honored by your peers as PGA Tour Rookie of the Year.
First off, thanks for being honest about not believing in me there. No, it's truly, it is the highest honor, I think. Any award that you receive that's given, or when your peers vote on it and it's given to you, I don't think there's anything that's kind of much cooler or higher of an honor than that for me, especially being a rookie. I don't really know anyone out there, and I don't really know if anyone likes me. Obviously, I can't say that I care if anyone likes me or not. I can kind of just be me, and hopefully people do like me. So winning the award is just a true honor, especially if you look at the list of the last 10 years, of 20 years of the rookies that have won this award and the names. I think it's safe to say I'm in good company.
So as you look at 2017, you share some of your thoughts on the year. Was there a turning point when you felt like you belonged, or as well as some of the performances of those rookies this past year, knowing that we had 20 players, or a total of 20 wins from players under 25 this year on the PGA Tour?
Yeah, I think I would have to, most of my success I give credit to all those 20 players before me that won it. I think you said I was the 20th guy, the 20th, 24-year-old or 3-year-old to win it. Yeah, it's been a wild year. I think the focal point for me and even in my professional career was the U.S. Open. For some reason that week just seemed to click, and I sort of realized that, oh, wow, I can actually kind of hang out here and play with the big boys and compete. And that kind of just snowballed into the rest of everything after the U.S. Open. I felt like it all happened pretty fast, so haven't had a whole lot of time to reflect and really think about what's going on. I leave for Asia in 3 weeks, so I'm just trying to get back on the horse and play some good golf.
And then lastly, and then we'll do one-on-ones and just share what it means to you, obviously right here where you played college golf at San Diego State for Coach Donovan, what it means to bring this back to San Diego and have this opportunity here at San Diego State.
Yeah, that's another huge honor for me. When anyone asks me about my career, or when I reflect on my career in the future, I think San Diego State is definitely a huge thought that's going to come back to my mind with the coaching staff, teammates, all the experiences here. I think it's really cool that ever since the Chargers left, Sdsu football has managed to kind of fill that void, and for me to kind of tap onto that as well and give everyone in San Diego, something to cheer on is always a special feeling and a true honor.
We'll get to one-on-ones, but I did want to make a recognition here, and for the opportunity to share this announcement with San Diego State on behalf of the PGA Tour and Xander, I want to present to Coach Donovan a signed pin flag with Go Last X as well as Rookie of the Year 2017. I know you'll be able to put this somewhere in the
Thank you.
office.
Thanks.
Yeah, sure. You bet.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
Xander, you know you're rolling kind of big when you bring your own questioner in for you now. used to be sitting here all by yourself.
It's standard procedure. I guess the PGA Tour is a big deal, and that's just standard procedure that the tour provides.
Did you expect, I mean, as a rookie, I mean, people play 25 years in the PGA Tour and they win one time. You won twice, and you won the Tour Championship. I mean, when you hit that putt on 18, which, I mean, did you kind of expect this whole thing? Or is it sunk in, I guess?
No and no. You have to, any competitor in any sport, you have to hold yourself to the highest standard and expect the most out of yourself. So obviously, somewhere deep down there, I was expecting to win, or I expected to do well. Obviously, to do it this quickly and in that fashion is kind of unexpected. And it's been a whirlwind kind of 5 months. So I've had no time to reflect and really realize kind of what I've done.
With being number 3 in the FedEx Cup, I mean, that also comes with a nice chunk of change. Have you had a chance to be like, okay, I'm going to go and, spend some of this or do something?
Yeah, I rolled up my scuffed up Toyota Camry. Still got a year lease, or a year on my lease. So, it's sitting at my little 1-bedroom apartment in Hillcrest. So haven't really, all this money and everything else is kind of just a result, of all the hard work and everything else. So I don't, when I was younger and, when people think of being a professional athlete, you think of everything that comes along with it. But to be honest, I've kind of lost sight of, all the stuff on the side, and I just feel really fortunate to be sitting in this seat.
When do you, I guess, adult it, I guess, you know what I mean?
Sorry?
When do you become, know that with the money that you've made, like when you start doing all that stuff? Because, I mean, as a rookie, number 3, that's incredible.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. Maybe you can ask me that in a couple of years. I'm just worried about, this is all great that we're sitting here, the reward is a true honor. I'm trying to not let my head get in the clouds, and it's funny that, I guess maybe it's a good thing the tour has a wraparound season, because I leave Saturday for 3 weeks to go to Asia. So I'm just trying to play some good golf in Asia. That's kind of all I'm thinking about right now.
Xander, what about just being back here at San Diego State as the PGA Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I was driving up with my dad, and I was like, man, I haven't been on this campus in 3 years. I was like, sorry, Coach. There's probably some faces I should have said hi to. They do know. You look at my schedule, I'm pretty much gone 34 weeks out of the year. So, and when I am home, I like to be a little bit of a hermit. But yeah, it's pretty neat, a little nostalgic, and it's definitely where, kind of everything started for me.
When you beat the 30 best golfers in the world, I mean, what does that do for you personally?
It just gives me some confidence. Some confidence I needed months prior, and if I can just kind of use that momentum to just drag on in the new year and kind of keep the thing that, Jordan, I got the names right here, Jordan, Berger, Justin Thomas, the thing that they've done, they've been in this limelight already, and they've managed to keep their foot down and keep walking forward. So, everyone talks about how great this is, but if you really want to, if I really want to be in that sort of company, top player in the world, I think I got to kind of keep my head down and sort of glide through the situation and just try and compete.
Do you stay with your traditional, what you're doing right now? Because obviously it's successful, or do I mean, there's all these changes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one to change much. I tried that thing, and the whole changing, now you have money and you have all this, try and change, you can afford other things to, maybe train harder or whatnot. I think the formula we've had with my team has worked, and I mean, until it stops working, then I might look at changing something, but I think it's been working just fine.
What's it like to know you're going to the Masters?
It's surreal. I have a couple practice rounds I need to play before that, and I'm looking very much forward to those. It's been a dream of mine. I think a dream of any kid who's had ambitions to play on the PGA Tour. So I don't know. It's going to be. I need to try and make sure I'm not in awe when I'm teeing up on Thursday.
What is it about golf that just seems to fit you so well?
I think if you suck, you have to be able to know that you suck and admit it to everyone in this room. And if you're doing really great, you have everyone asking you questions on how great you are. You just take full responsibility of your actions on the golf course, and good or bad. And to me, that's what attracts me to the game.
The exemptions that you get from winning, twice, has to be really nice. Now, how do you set your schedule, I guess?
Yeah, so I'm a complete rookie in that aspect as well. I've been looking at a schedule. This year I played in 28 events, but I was a second alternate in 5 events. So I traveled, 33 weeks. I've heard the number, it's kind of like 25-ish. So I'm trying to kind of make a schedule that allows 25 tournaments with, a week at home or so here and there.
Have any of the other guys on the tour extend themselves out to you, seeing how much success you've had, just to kind of, help you out since you're still so young in the sport and they've kind of been around a little bit, just kind of, to share some of their experiences or just kind of help you with your future in the game?
Yeah, all the veterans on tour are really cool. It's more of a matter of, a rookie reaching out. That's usually the scarier part. You have to go up to someone that you've been watching on TV for a few years and be like, hey, would you like to play a practice round? Or, hey, could I pick your brain? I haven't really done that. I'm kind of shy when it comes to certain things. But, local guy like Charlie Hoffman, he's really easy to approach. I've picked his brain a lot. I've played several practice rounds with him, and he's helped me a lot to get to this point as well. So kudos to him. And, all the guys have been really, really nice to me. And it's cool. I guess the more weekends you play on tour, the higher chance you have of playing with the greats. So I've been fortunate enough to do some of that as well.
Xander, aside from obviously you personally, what's it been like with your family and friends over the last year? I mean, I'm sure you got buddies who are, not playing golf and making lots of money and having success.
Yeah, you're asking kind of what it's like.
Just how they've, I guess,
responded to this whole thing. Yeah, I can start with my girlfriend. She's already annoyed every time her parents talk to her. They don't even ask how she's doing anymore. They ask how I'm doing. Everyone's it's cool that, people you don't really talk to in a long time will reach out and say congrats. And, I have buddies from college and even from high school that I'm cool with, and people are reaching out to them to say hi. So, I got off the course. I think I had like 850 texts. My phone was vibrating. I turned it on, which was a huge mistake. And my phone was vibrating in my pocket. Like, this is for a good hour and a half. I should have just turned it back off. But no, it's been awesome just to, kind of feel the love and support from everyone.
Xander, I know you did tons of interviews and press conferences right after you won the championship. It's been a couple of days now. Has the energy died down, or how are you feeling?
No, I don't think so. I celebrated for the first time ever with some of my friends Friday. Went downtown with them. So that was kind of a good way to extinguish any kind of high emotions I had. Golf is kind of weird. You're not allowed to really hit anyone or or run or chase something. You kind of want to play with a level head. So I feel like my goal getting to Malaysia is to kind of come off of a high and kind of stay level. Obviously, I'm having struggle balancing my time with this media and trying to practice. If I wasn't talking to you right now, Coach knows I'd be out on the course practicing. So it's all good, and I'm just excited to play again, really. Being at home for 2 weeks is weird for me.
You said you went out on the weekend. Are you starting to get recognized out in the community just randomly?
Yeah, a little bit more, kind of like, hey, are you the golfer? I'm like, hey, maybe. It's weird to me. I don't really like. I think that's the coolest thing about golf. I always talk to my dad about that. Obviously Tiger Woods can't go anywhere. Rory McIlroy can't go anywhere. Jordan Spieth, but there's a couple guys who are kind of 15 to 30 in the world. They can go walk into a Vons or a Whole Foods and no one will know who they are. You know what I mean? And I think that's pretty cool.
Do you wear the tailor-made hat when you're out and about?
No,
this is. Be a golfer?
I got to make a lot of people happy, so I'm just trying to do my job.
The last name, because I know I've butchered it many times. How long do you think it's going to be until everybody knows how to pronounce your last name?
It took me like 10 years to pronounce it properly, so I mean, I'm pretty sure no one's ever going to know how to say it.
What have you heard when people say what?
Oh, I mean, you name it. You can add a couple letters on there for Schauffele, Souffle, Schauffele, just you name it. I mean, since kindergarten, it's been mispronounced, and you know, I've always had a good chuckle about it.
As a rookie of the year, is there any sort of thing that you have to fulfill, like with the other golfers? Like when you get a hole in one, you know, you take everybody to the bar and you do an event or something. Is there something as rookie of the year that you have to fulfill?
I think a couple thank you letters and some texts maybe will suffice. I don't know about opening a bar tap. I'm not sure. You know, rookie of the year. I'm a rookie. Maybe I can talk to, you know, Berger or Emiliano Grillo, maybe see what they did. But no, I'm not sure. I think it's just a vote, so you know, I'm just honored to have it.
In the individual sports, you get paid based on how you do. You don't get the same pay whether you go for 4 or hit 3 home runs. You don't have a team that's paying your travel expenses. Do the general sports fans seem to respect golfers for the fact that they have to earn everything, or are they a little less knowledgeable about it?
I mean, I'm sure other pro athletes know or are aware of the idea, you know, that they're on a contract, and you know, golfers, you know, unless you're like Tiger or some of the greats, you know, most of the money you make is on the course. It's all based on merit. You know, I have no idea, to be completely honest. I always joked, I was like, man, it'd be nice to get on a contract out of high school somehow, you know, be in some league with other players. But I have no idea, to be completely honest, if other people know about how things work.
I got the opportunity to speak with some of your former coaches and former teammates here at State. They both mentioned the memories that you brought them here. Like Coach Emmerich mentioned your burrito runs and
thanks, dude.
About life. And PJ talked about nationals when you took them to nationals. So what's most memorable to you during your time here at State?
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe Evan said the burrito runs. Everyone from California knows, or San Diego knows, we have pretty good burritos, so that's a safe bet. That's actually the first thing I have when I come home from the road. I think just the whole, when I think back to San Diego State, I just think about just putting in work with my coaches and my teammates. You know, I remember the fun rounds of qualifying, the tournaments, you know, talks with coach in his office, traveling on the road, having talks. It's just a huge workout. You know, there's so many things that go into that kind of set you up for being a professional. And I don't really remember one specific thing as much as, you know, everything as a whole.
Where were the burrito runs?
I can't tell you my local hotspot.
Fair enough.
Xander, you mentioned your team. Talk a little bit about your caddy. He's apparently had quite a year too.
Yeah, he's a former teammate. I guess no one, you know, no professional golfer or athlete, you know, can go along without having a team. Austin's definitely a huge part of the team. He's a funny dude. Everyone, I know, on my old team, you know, if you mention his name, they probably start smiling as well. So he's a unique person, and he's helped me a lot. He was kind of a late addition to being a caddy. My dad was my caddy for a little bit, just due to finances, and then I had to fire him because we started fighting so much. He'll say it's because he couldn't see that well, but he just wore too many hats in that situation. But then I took Austin along kind of right when I turned pro, and it was cool. I mean, I think it's pretty unique to have a caddy-player relation that started from the very beginning, you know, from the first stage of Q School all the way up to 2 wins on the PGA Tour. He's been there for every step of the way, and I think he's having a good time.
Is he the caddy that, because I know a lot of caddies are very serious and some joke with you when you're, you know.
Oh yeah, it's easy to get too serious when you play golf, and he's the one. We were cracking jokes all the way up in the 72nd hole, walking up to the green. So that's kind of how I like it.
Did he talk about the putt that swirled around?
Oh no, he was so excited. He pulled the flagstick out, thinking that we were the last group of the tournament. because that's the caddy's award. They can take the pin from 18. So I turn around, I see him walking over with a flag stick, like smiling, and everyone's looking at him like, oh boy, like this kid needs to put this flag stick back so the group behind us can finish.
Is he the one who damaged the hole?
There's so much talk about that. I don't think he was. He's pretty. He's a pretty careful human being. Obviously, he was pretty hyped up at that moment, but I don't think he was. I'm not sure. I mean, you can go back and look. It wasn't a big deal at the end of the day. I mean, if someone wants to be upset about it, then that's kind of ridiculous, I think. But
what were you guys laughing about in the 18th fairway? They had a shot of you guys, and you were smiling. And do you remember what you guys were talking about?
Which was it during the final round, or was it the third round or final round? I mean, most of the stuff I can't even talk about in this room. But I mean, I don't know. It's really anything. I mean, I don't know. When you're so like kind of hyped up and nervous, I mean, you can pretty much, you just want to laugh at something to kind of relax. So I can't remember what it was. Obviously, it wasn't very important.
So how nervous were you versus feeling this kind of inner comfort?
Yeah, coming down the stretch. Yeah. Down the stretch, I was in the hunt, and several holes to play. I started my heart rate kind of spiked when I got to 15. I don't know if anyone knows that hole. It's kind of a terrifying hole. Water both sides. You can really blow your tournament in one shot. So once I got past that, I kind of took a deep breath, and then 16, 17, I wasn't very nervous. Even 18, I was more excited. I started getting really nervous when I thought Austin didn't tell me. Thanks. I was giving him so many kudos on being a good caddy, so he did a really bad job with this one. He didn't tell me that Justin didn't birdie 18. So I got up to the green thinking I had a 2-putt to tie. So when I looked at the leaderboard and I realized I have a 2-putt to win, that's when my, hands started getting clammy, get clammy now talking about it. Heart rate spiked, and I was just in a different world. So I was just happy to kind of lag it up to 2 feet, and was just telling myself, you're going to make this putt. And obviously I wasn't expecting the toilet bowl type make, but hey.
There are other great golfers from San Diego besides you and Phil Mickelson that given your age, Phil was likely an inspiration and possibly role model to you in your childhood. What was it like playing in the same tournaments as Phil Mickelson?
Yeah, I mean, you got Pat Perez and Charlie Hoffman, Phil Mickelson. Yeah, Phil, I think the biggest thing with Phil, I think, was his etiquette kind of off the course. I think he does a lot, for kids and for fans. He handles that as a professional, and I think I kind of looked at him, and obviously you can look at all his accolades playing on the course, but, when you're coming out, you don't really know how to act, and I think he was kind of a good person for me to look at. He always signed all the autographs. He took his time to talk to people. Look everyone straight in the face, kind of the stuff that, Arnold Palmer passed down. He took it to heart, and, I've been trying to do my best to do the same.
Do you think that's important, not even necessarily just in golf, but in sports in general, that in today's kind of, the way things are these days, that, there's still that interaction between the fans and the players? Yeah,
I think so. I mean, we're entertainers. Any athlete's an entertainer, and if you think you're too good to respect a fan, or, I mean, obviously it depends on what they're saying, but if you think you're too good to, take time for kids or respect a fan, I mean, I think all the associations in pro sports does a good job of making time for fans that I know of. I'm a rookie in every aspect and category, so I don't really know, but I know the PGA Tour does a really good job with doing that, and just kind of keeping everyone involved.